Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you would like to support your girl, you'll be able to find the link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. So as you guys could tell by the title of this video is going to be about why do you trigger people? Okay, so pile number 1, you're going to be the red carnelian crystal. Pile number 2, you're going to be the lapis lazuli crystal. And pile number 3, sorry, you're going to be the amethyst crystal. So again, pile number 1, red carnelian crystal. Pile number 2, lapis lazuli crystal. And pile number 3, amethyst crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi Pawan! Welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the red carnelian crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 1, why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people, my pal number 1? Why do you trigger people? Okay, 9 of Cups. Because you are wish fulfillment. So maybe you have the ideal body, the ideal look, okay, facial structure, facial features, okay, eye color, something about you is desirable with the 9 of Cups, and that's why you trigger people. You remind them of what they lack, okay, and that triggers people. And you remind them of what they cannot have. Okay, so let's say if you are a woman, maybe you trigger other men. Maybe men are rude to you, okay, or disrespectful towards you because they cannot have you. So because they can't have you, they're trying to degrade you or make you feel bad about yourself. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. This is why you trigger people, because you have something of a value that they desire, that they want and can't have. Okay, you're unattainable. Ooh, I heard incels. Oh gosh. Oh. Ooh. This is what I heard, guys. I don't want nobody to come in the comments for me, because if you come in the comments for me, that means it resonates with you. You might be one. Don't come for me. So why do you trigger people? We have the 2 of Wands, because you're bold in your actions, okay? You're somebody who is a forward thinker. You're not like you're the full package, because it's like, you know, you have the nice body, the nice hair. Like people like just are triggered by things that are kind of like superficial, because it's like your physical appearance, but also the fact that you're the full package, because you are very smart, you're bold, you're talented. So this other side of them is like extremely triggering to them, okay? And this is what I'm getting here. So With the Two of Wands, I'm also getting like people are triggered because of the fact that you're somebody who's very fiery. You know what you want out of life, and we have the Six of Wands that fell on the floor. So ooh, you're highly respected, or like you get all the attention everywhere you go. You're celebrated. Maybe you get free drinks, free meal. When you go out with your friends, you trigger them. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm getting that, like a group of friends, like you're in a group of friends, you guys are at a bar or something, or at a restaurant, and then maybe somebody stops you and starts chatting, you know, maybe asking you for your number. Like you get hit on all the time, or like people trying to talk to you, people trying to stop you, converse with you. With the Six of Wands, you get a lot of attention, and it triggers other people that do not get that same amount of attention that you do. And another way I'm also getting, like with the triggering energy with the Six of Wands, is that some people, because you get a lot of attention, they try to like disregard you in public just to make you feel bad, or trying to make you chase them, but it doesn't work. Okay, so why do you trigger people? What do we have here? Ooh, we have the Seven of Swords, because they can't be deceptive or try to pull the wool over your eyes. You see right through them. You're very strategic, and you see right through people's like games and shenanigans. Okay, this is what I'm getting here with the Seven of Swords, and that's why you trigger people. Why do you trigger people, my pal number two? Wow, so I'm already ahead of myself. Pal number one. Why do you trigger people? We have the Wheel of Fortune, because there's an anointment on your life. They could see it with the Wheel of Fortune. They could sense it. And that's the reason why you trigger people. You trigger them because they want to believe that, like some people, they want to believe that they are above everybody else because of their spiritual gifts, spirituality, or their religious beliefs. But I feel like you don't really care about that. You don't really show off what you have. Like, you know, you just live authentically, and that triggers people. But the anointment, this is something that you cannot hide. It's like it's noticeable, the light that you possess. Like when you walk into your room, how people take to you. You cannot really hide that, even if you wanted to. And that triggers people. What do you trigger people? We have the High Priestess, because you're highly spiritual. Okay, you're very intuitive. You could pick up on things that people may not notice. But what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess is that you trigger people because you're able to see right through their games, especially with the Seven of Swords being here. And you could call it out, or energetically you could feel it, and then you act accordingly, and it triggers them because they're trying to hide. They think that they're slick. Maybe it works with other people, but it just doesn't work with you, and that's what triggers them. So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Six of Swords, your ability to walk away from people, places, or things that are not in alignment with you and not care. You may trigger people from your past. Every time your name is brought up in conversation, they get triggered, they get annoyed, they roll their eyes, because of the fact with the Six of Wands, like you have this ability to just move on with your life and do good and do even better than you were before. Why do you trigger people? What do we have here? Four Swords. Yeah, like your very nonchalant attitude towards them is what triggers them. Like when you don't pay them any mind, like people that try to go above and beyond to purposely ignore you, and they think that by doing that is going to irritate you, but you don't even care. Like you're unbothered, and it triggers them. Okay, because you see them as insignificant. What do people trigger? Why do you trigger people? Because of your confidence, your boldness with the King of Wands, your assertiveness. It triggers people. Okay. Wow. I'm getting like an overwhelming energy of somebody feeling some type of way about you just being in the room. Like somebody gets salty, or like they're sulking. Okay, like their face is like, I don't know why I heard boudet. That's in English. It's oh my god. It's not grumpy, because grumpy is grincheux in French, but boudet is pouting. Yes, that's the word in English. So somebody's pouting, like every time they see you, or every time you get praise, or every time someone, like, you know, makes a positive comment about you, they pout. So I feel like this could be somebody in your social circle, or like a friend. Okay, like a family friend. So Why do you trigger people? Yeah, okay, no, just one card. Why do you trigger people? We have the Queen of Swords because you have boundaries. Your boundaries triggers people. The fact that you could say no and stand 10 toes down and not even care if somebody's mad about it. Like I said, with the Four of Swords, you don't care. You're unbothered. It triggers people. Your unbotheredness triggers people, and your boundaries triggers people. Your options, okay? You have options, you have availabilities, you have things to choose from, okay? You're not limited to certain things, okay? I feel like also your ability to be fluid, versatile in the choices that you have. There's no restriction with the Seven of Cups. This is what I'm getting here. You don't have any restrictions in your life, and that's what triggers people. You're not restricted, you're not bound to a specific career path. You're multi-talented here, so you could pivot any way shape you want. So I really feel like it's people in your social circle that you trigger and you don't even know it, or maybe you do and you just distance yourself from these people. But like, people are triggered by you, by the availability, the possibilities that you have, the opportunities that you have. Why do you trigger people? What do we have here? Ooh, Emperor Boss. Okay. You're the boss. This is why you trigger people. You're strong will, you are determined, you're highly respected because we have the Six of Wands. So you're definitely highly respected in your position, and you've earned your spot, so it wasn't given to you. So that's why they're triggered, because maybe their spot was given to them. They didn't earn it, they didn't work hard for it, they were just giving to them like that, while you actually work for it and you're respected for how you got it. Okay, and that triggers people that may have like gotten an opportunity because they knew somebody that knew somebody that knew someone. Okay, it wasn't through their hard work. Nine of Cups, that just flew out. Wish fulfillment. There's something that you have that triggers people because they want it, but it's like you have it and I heard you're flaunting it as well. Ooh. We have the star at the bottom of the deck. You're influential. Okay, like, yo, let's say if you have pretty privilege. Okay, yo, I'm not mad at anyone who uses their pretty privilege to get what they want out of life, because it was given to you by the gods, okay? By your parents, by God. It was destined for you to be gorgeous or handsome here. Then use your gorgeousness and your handsomeness, okay? It was given to you. So anybody who hates on you because you can is their problem and not yours, my pal number one, okay? So why do you trigger people? We have the Eight of Cups because you're emotionally detached. Yeah, like, you're unbothered with the Four of Swords. Like I said, like, you don't let people's shenanigans, their BS, or their little games get to you. You just do what you gotta do, and then you keep it pushing if need be. Okay. So why do you trigger people? Ooh, we have the Empress and the Emperor. Pal number one, you have a lot of haters. You do. Maybe all your life people hated on you. You triggered people everywhere you go. Church. Like, I don't know why I'm getting like church or like the mosque or anything, or a religious place that you frequent. You trigger people because you're very attractive. I'm telling you, that's what I was getting with the Nine of Cups. Somebody who has a really nice body, really nice hair, very nice facial features. Okay, like you may have, like, very defined jawline, and it's natural. You didn't have to do anything. Okay, and even if you did, okay, it's your face, it's your body. Okay, and people get triggered. Maybe they don't want you to level up, they don't want you to get better. Like, maybe you got in shape, maybe you were overweight before, now you got in shape, and now you're triggering them because they feel like, no, you should have stayed that way. Like, there's something about you that is like with the Empress that has been embellished. Okay, you improved yourself in some way, shape, or form, and it triggers people, whether you lost weight or you gain weight, either or. But something about your physical appearance is triggering people, and also your abundance here with the Empress energy. Your ability to create abundance for yourself is something that triggers people. So wow, we have the Three of Wands. Your boldness is what triggers people. The fact that you're farsighted, the fact that you're someone who chase after your dreams, okay? You take action, forward action. Inspired action. So with the Empress energy, you could be a Libra or a Taurus. And if you are a Taurus and it's your birthday today, happy birthday, okay? So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Okay, that's too many cards. Why do you trigger people? They see you as competition because I just seen the Five of Wands. They definitely see you as competition. You trigger people because you have amazing work ethics. You're dedicated. You're hardworking here. Okay, you're meticulous. You could definitely be an earth sign here because we have Taurus. So definitely meticulous. You're dedicated. You work hard. You're focused, and it triggers people because I'm telling you, at the beginning I said you're the full package. You have it all with the Nine of Cups. That's why they're triggered. Why do you trigger it? Yeah, Seven of Swords. You move strategically with the Seven of Swords, and it's kind of hard for people to pinpoint what your next move is going to be, and that triggers them. You're smarter than you then. Well, it's not like this smarter than you look, because I don't feel like intelligence has a facial feature. You can't determine somebody's intelligence by looking at them because like I don't know what science based information where you can get that. But I'm getting with these Seven of Swords, you're very like, because of the way that you look, maybe people underestimate you because they may think that you only have one thing and then like you have more. Okay, like your looks, you have brains, like you're a triple threat here. So why do you trigger people? Nine of Cups, guys. Like, holy moly. Like, Nine of Cups is here 3 times. Wish fulfillment. I'm telling you, there's something about your physical appearance. Okay, it's really the physical, something that is highly desirable. And I'm getting is your beauty, your looks, whether you're a man or a woman here, your looks, your body, and your intelligence as well, but heavy on the your looks first because that's the first thing that people see, right? So I'm getting like your looks is something that triggers people, and then when you speak and you're highly intelligent, like you're articulate, and it's like, oh my gosh, they have all the full package. People don't like that. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. That's why you trigger people. Who are you, follower one? Holy moly. Okay, like you're living that life of luxury, high maintenance. Okay, you have like very high standards for yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You like, yeah, I feel like this is the reason why you have those men or those women hating on you with the Nine of Pentacles. Like, yeah, you're that girl, you're that guy. That's why you trigger people, okay? You're self-sufficient, independent. You're not easily swayed or manipulated. Wow, Emperor boss energy like twice. Okay, you could definitely be an Aries here, but you're very bold in your actions. So cardinal signs here because we also have a Libra. So and we have Cancer. Ooh, we okay. So definitely that self-starter, that initiator, that driven energy. The only card that we're missing is the Devil for Capricorn. Ooh, mes amis. Holy crap! I said the only card that's missing is the Devil, and this the Devil comes out, guys. I can't. I just can't do this. Okay, like what? I can't make it up, guys. I can't. Like the Devil. Okay, some of them, because the Devil and the Emperor could represent, like when they come together, it could represent narcissism, but I'm not getting narcissism for you, my pal bro, and that's not what I'm getting, because the Devil doesn't always have to be negative. It could be like just somebody who's very focused, very driven, okay, hardworking, and that's what I'm getting here because we have all the cardinal signs here. So yeah, like this is definitely a driven, powerful energy that you possess, okay? And that's what you trigger people. But not only do you have like the personality, the drive, you also have the looks. That's why I was getting like the Nine of Cups is here 3 times, guys. Like it's like, what? Who are you? Okay, we have the Strength card, Leo energy, bold. You're sovereign here, okay? You have self-mastery. This is why you trigger people. People cannot just get under your skin like that, okay? So why do you trigger people? We have the Star. Okay, you are, not only are you bold, you're also somebody who's influential, powerful, driven. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. You're original, you're authentic, authenticity is what triggers people. And I did say that earlier. You're extremely authentic. Why do you trigger people? We have the Queen and the King of Wands. Yeah, you're bold, you're confident. Some people may call you arrogant, but that's their problem because they're just not confident in who they are and you are. Okay, so it's not your problem. But here I see a powerful individual stepping into their power, being their true self, and that's what triggers people. You're comfortable in your own skin. Okay? And that's what triggers them. All right? So that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number 2, you picked the lapis lazuli crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 2. Why do you trigger people, pal number 2? Why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? We have the death card. Ooh, you're definitely intimidating, my pal number 2. You could be a Scorpio here. You have this a magnetic aura about you. You're very strong. Okay, you're resilient, you're powerful. Your presence is felt when you walk into a room, and that's why you trigger people. You don't even have to say much. People notice you, okay? You don't have to do too much. You don't have to be like, rah rah, like you don't do all of that. Just walk into a room and all eyes on you, okay? And that's why you trigger people, especially like I feel like you may have a lot of hidden enemies, my pal. Number 2, a lot of people are come up against you. Why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? What do we have here? Ooh, we have the 7 of Wands because you have boundaries here. Okay, people want to step all over you. Maybe you have a very soft looking face or something like that, or maybe you look very youthful, so people may underestimate you and think that you're younger than you actually are. And because of your strong boundaries here, I feel like maybe you're feisty, especially with Scorpio energy. Scorpios are not punks, okay? So they're not punks. So maybe somebody tried you and they learned the hard way. And maybe they got triggered because maybe they were expecting you to just like allow them to walk all over you, and it just didn't happen like that, okay? So somebody's feeling some type of way about that. So that could be the reason why you trigger people. Yeah, you're very confident here with the King of Wands. Very powerful, driven energy. You're fiery. Plus, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, okay? The willpower. And Scorpio is the soldier of the zodiac. So you're very resilient, enduring here. So that could like trigger people with your stamina, your endurance, your drive, especially added with the King of Wands energy, that fiery, that driven energy is a very good combination. So people could be threatened by that, threatened by your energy, your presence, your power, okay? Because your power is very contained. You control it, and also maybe because you see right through people, okay? Because Scorpios are natural born detectives, so I feel like that could be something that you have that triggers people because you could see right through them. You could see like their certain subtle cues that people may miss, and that triggers them because you could see like their games, okay? So why do you trigger people? We have the Magician. You're a master manifester, and you're very skilled at what you do with the Magician. And that's what triggers people. Maybe you are into the occult because like Scorpio rules the occult, the eighth house. So maybe you're into occult knowledge. You're very wise, okay? Very magical as well with the Magician. Some of you could be Virgo or Gemini here, but that triggers people, like your occult knowledge, your spiritual gifts, okay, your powerful gifts. So people are triggered by your presence. I have on your presence here. is like what triggers people. You have, like I said, you have a lot of hidden enemies. Why do you trigger people? We have the Six of Pentacles, okay? You are very resourceful and very generous spirit, okay? You're authentically very generous. Like you're not doing, like your generosity is not a show. Like it's not a performance. You're not pretending to be generous in order to get like some sort of public recognition. You are who you really say you are, and it triggers people because it shows, like it like holds a mirror to them to show that they're fake, right? So this is what I'm getting here. Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please, Spirit. Why do you trigger people? We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Okay. You trigger people because you prefer solitude. You prefer your own company. You're not the type of person that walks into, like you don't really walk in groups. You don't walk in crowds. Okay. You don't really like that. You're more to yourself. You're like a lone wolf. And that triggers people because you don't really need their validation for anything. Like you just trust your own inner compass with the Hermit card. You're to yourself and you're comfortable in your own skin. So like validation, outside validation is not necessary for you. You don't require it in order to succeed in life. You don't require it in order to know that you're doing great. Okay. You're self-sovereign. Okay. Self-sufficient. I'm like self-sovereign. We have the Strength card, Leo. So you could be a Leo, Virgo, Casper. Don't have to be, but you have, yeah, Sovereign here again. Okay, self-mastery with the Strength card. And that's what triggers people. You're not easily triggered, or you're not easily swayed or manipulated. People cannot ruffle your feathers like that, or they won't get a reaction out of you like that with the Strength card. You have like that self-mastery. So your emotions are in check. Even if you were to feel some type of way about what somebody says or does to you, you're not going to act on those emotions. You're just going to feel the emotion and let it pass. And that triggers people because they don't have no way to manipulate you or control you. Okay. And it triggers them because if it was the other way around, a reaction from you or like something from you would trigger them and make them react in a certain way. But you, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So why do you trigger people? We have the World card because you're a well accomplished individual. Maybe you're well traveled with the World card, or maybe you have some sort of public recognition that is like worldwide. So like maybe you're a YouTuber, content creator, okay, and that triggers people. But I'm also getting like maybe you're very knowledgeable in world views or politics or something or history, and it triggers people, your knowledge, your experiences as well. Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please. Why do you trigger people? We have the King of Cups because you're emotionally intelligent. You're emotionally tuned. Okay, you have emotional intelligence and maturity, and it triggers people because, like I said, you don't let people get to you. So whoever's trying to irritate you, they're triggered by that because they can't do anything to you. So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Because of your self-love with the Ace of Cups. This is what I'm getting here. That's why you trigger people, because you love yourself. Okay, you have a healthy amount of self-love with the Ace of Cups, and it's like you're not pretending to be something that you're not. You're comfortable in your own skin. You don't need attention, you don't need validation, and it triggers them because in their, like, they wish they were in your shoes. They wish that they would love themselves the same way that you do, so that way they don't have to look for that love outside of themselves. Okay, with the Ace of Cups, and that's what triggers them. Okay, they know that the love that you have for yourself is authentic. You're not playing a game, or you're not performing, like I said with the Six of Pentacles. So why do you trigger people? We have the Moon card. Ooh, there's an air of mystery about you. Intriguing. There's more to you than meets the eyes, and it triggers people because that means like you're like a well-rounded individual, but there's a lot of depth to you. There's depth to you. Like, I can't even speak. There's depth to you. I'm like, death. There's depth to you, okay? With the Moon card, there's many layers to you. You're not just someone who is superficial or someone who just schemes on the surface. No, there's a lot to you with the Moon card, a lot more than meets the eyes with the Moon card, and you're very spiritual. There is this magnetic energy about you because we do have opposites here. We have Virgo and Pisces, so maybe you have opposites in your chart. So it makes you very magnetic and attractive. Okay, we have the star. Ooh, 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 you're influential, my pal, number 2, and that's what triggers people. Okay, we have two opposites here because we have Virgo and Pisces, and we also have Leo and Aquarius. Guys, powerful energy. Yes, very magnetic, but you're influential, you're original, you're authentic, and it triggers people because you are real. You're not pretending. You're, like I said, I keep saying you're not performing, because that's the energy that I'm getting here. Maybe the people around you or the people that are triggered by you are performing. They're putting on an act so that way they can be loved. You don't care about that. The only opinion of you that matters is yours, and they're triggered by that because they don't value their own opinion about themselves. They want someone else to tell them, oh, you're good, like you look good, you're attractive. They want someone else to validate them while you don't. Why do you trigger people? We have the Queen of Wands because you're confident. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here. Okay, you have a really good balance of feminine and masculine energy, but your boldness, your confidence in yourself, your skill sets and your talent is what triggers people. Like I said, it's like you believe in yourself. You don't need no one else to tell you that you can do something. If you believe that you can, then you can. Okay, that end of that. So why do you trigger people, my pal? Number 2. Ooh, Ace of Cups again. I'm also like with the Ace of Cups coming out twice. It's also the way that people love on you, my pal. Number 2. That's why people get triggered by you, because other people love you, and the love that you give is authentic because you are authentic. So people love you because of who you are and your true self. It's not like a front that you're putting on, like a mask. Okay, so it's like the love that you get, you don't have to worry about whether or not people love you for who you are, because you're showing up as yourself. So there's no guessing, there's no wondering. It's like authentic. While these people, they may, like, the only reason why they get love is because they're performing. So why do you trigger people? Just one card, please. Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please. Why do you trigger people? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, only one card. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is the dedication, hardworking, patience energy. People are triggered by you because you're somebody who is invested in your growth. You see value in yourself. Okay, you see the value that you bring to the table, and you know your worth, because we have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Cups twice. So Seven of Pentacles could represents investments. It also represents value. Okay, so this is what I'm getting here. You value yourself, so that's why you invest in yourself, and you're growing as a person. There's a lot of growth and progress here. Okay, yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. The reason why you trigger people is because you get a lot of attention. You're bold in your actions, you're bold in your interaction. Yeah, like a lot of eyes on you with the Knight of Wands. Okay, like I feel like you also have flexibility to travel or to move. You're more bold and daring, and you do a lot of things on your own, and that triggers people because you don't need a group of people around you to get things moving. Why do you trigger people? We have the Four of Cups. Okay, some people could feel like they may have missed out on an opportunity to get to know you, or to be around you, and that's what triggers people with the Four of Cups, like a missed opportunity, or they don't feel like they have what it takes to be around someone like you. Okay, so why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please, Spirit. Why do you trigger? Ooh, Eight of Pentacles. You know, I'm not even surprised that the Eight of Pentacles came out, because I was sensing that for you, my pal. Number 2, that you are somebody who has amazing work ethics. You're dedicated. And that's why you trigger people. You work hard on yourself. You're always leveling up. You're not staying at the same level, okay? Like the last level that they saw you in, you're not that level anymore. You've upgraded tremendously. And that's why you trigger people. We have 6, 7, 8. That's progress. You making progress in life, and it triggers people that are still stuck doing the same thing and not seeing any results. It's because they're not trying anything new. They're doing things the same way that they've been doing it for a while, and they're not seeing any progress. Instead of like trying to pivot or find a different way to do something, they do the same thing and expect a different result. Okay, so why do you trigger people? Just one card, please, Spirit. Why do you trigger people? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Ooh. Ten of Pentacles is that card of legacy, abundance. You're creating a legacy for yourself, you're creating abundance, but you're also very valuable. Like I said, like you're extremely valuable here, and that's what triggers people. You bring value everywhere you go because you're always like improving yourself, you're always working on yourself, you're always learning new skills or new ways of doing things, so it's adding value to you. Okay, you also have transferable skills. It could be in a workplace as well that people are triggered by you. Why do you trigger people? We have the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. You're wise beyond your years. You're calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Some of you could be Scorpio, Sagittarius cuspers, don't have to be. And we have another set of opposites because we do have Gemini here with the Magician. And now we have Sagittarius, and we have all the mutable signs here. So you're very flexible and versatile, and that's what triggers people because you can roll with the punches. You know how to adjust. You know how to pivot. And that triggers people because maybe they're rigid in the way that they do things. Like I said, they always do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. But it's like that means what you're doing is not working. You have to learn to do something else. Your goal doesn't have to change, but maybe the method needs some adjustments. And some people, they don't get that. They keep doing the same thing and expect another result, but it's like you're not changing the formula. Obviously, it's going to be the same. The formula doesn't, like, if you don't change the formula, you're not going to get a different result. So I feel like because of that, like you're very smart, you're very bright, okay, and you're far sighted, you're far thinking, like you're a forward thinking thinker, and it triggers people. We have the Ten of Cups. You're emotionally fulfilled, okay, with the Ten of Cups. You're content with your life, and that triggers people. You're emotionally satisfied. Sorry about that, my pal number 2. So why do you trigger people? Again, Ace of Cups, your self-love. Okay, it triggers people. The fact that you don't need outside validation, it triggers them. Why do you trigger people? We have the Five of Pentacles. Ooh, your ability to leave people out in the cold and not think twice. I feel like you have high standards for yourself, my pal number 2. So you allow a certain type of people around you. And I feel like you're very picky because we do have the Hermit card. And some people, they get triggered by that you don't choose them, that you don't validate them. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Queen of Wands twice and the Nine of Pentacles. You know, I'm not even surprised. Okay, now we have so much progress. Okay, we have Five of Pentacles, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. So progress. Maybe at one point in time you were in the Five of Pentacles and then you were able to build yourself up and get to the Nine of Pentacles, and you did so confidently with the Queen of Wands, and it triggers people. Maybe they've seen you get knocked down with the Five of Pentacles, and the way that you were able to climb back to the top is inspiring, but it's also triggering because it shows people that it's possible, but they have to put in the work, and you were able to do that. And it triggers people because they feel like they can't. And some of them, they feel like it's unfair, but it's like, no, you worked hard for this. Okay, you have to go through the steps, step by step, to get there. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, Bell 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number 3, you picked the amethyst crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous spell or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3. Why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people, my pal number 3? Ooh, we have the King of Cups. Your emotional intelligence triggers people that try to emotionally manipulate you or pull the wool over your eyes, okay? And it triggers people that you could see right through them and you call them out with this energy, okay? You could be a water sign, don't have to be, but you're emotionally in tuned and you're highly intelligent here. So that triggers people because especially people that are like they use a lot of emotional manipulation to get their way. They can't get their way with you. You call them out every time. So why do you trigger people? Yeah, you see with the high priestess, you're highly intuitive. You could be a Cancer here. Maybe you're a seer as well. Maybe you have prophetic dreams. Some of you, or you have premonitions. I'm getting with the high priestess and it triggers people. Maybe you call them out. Like maybe you could see it in 5D. So you get dreams. So let's say if you meet somebody and then like maybe you sense they have bad intentions for you. You may like go like make a prayer and then go to sleep and then you could see what their intentions are for you in your dreams. Okay. And that triggers some people because maybe they don't believe in spiritual gifts, or they do, but they think that they can manipulate their way because they think they're slick. But I feel like you always catch them with the high priestess and it triggers people. Okay. So why do you trigger people? Ooh, Six of Wands, because you're highly celebrated, you're highly successful, and you have a really good reputation here. You're a reputable individual. People put respect on your name. You could be well known in your community. So it could be like people in your community that are triggered by you. They're triggered by your power. Why do you trigger people? My pile number 3. We have the Ace of Wands because of your creativity, your drive. It triggers people. And I'm also getting like this energy of like with the Ace of Wands, you have this powerful energy, you have this driven energy, you're very creative, you're abundant, you're optimistic, and it triggers people because you're the type of person that you're able to bounce back from adversity and come back stronger. You don't allow circumstances to drive you bitter. You become better. Okay. And it triggers people with the Ace of Wands. Okay. So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please, Spirit. Why do you trigger people, my pal number 3? Why do you trigger people? Just one, please. Why do you trigger people? Thank you. We have the Page of Swords. You're very observant. Okay, you could see, like I said, you could see right through them and it triggers them to the core because it's like they're used to getting away with things that they normally do, especially when it comes to emotional manipulation, because emotional manipulation is not something that you see, right? You really have to pay attention and feel it. Like you could sense it when somebody's trying to emotionally manipulate you when you are in tune. And I feel like this is the case for you, my pal number 3. You could sense it and you call it out. That's what triggers people. It's not that you just sense it and you allow it to pass, or you allow it to slide. You don't do that. You actually call out people and you could actually pinpoint where how they are emotionally manipulating you, and they don't like that. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. Why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Just one card, please. Why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? We have the Judgment card. You're a great judge of character. Like I said, going back to that emotional manipulation, because we have the King of Cups. It's all about emotions here. So you're a very great judge of character with the Judgment card. And that triggers people because they can't like do things to you or say things to you to trip you up or make you doubt your intuition. You're very in tune with yourself, your body, everything, subtle energies, and it's hard for people to pull the wool over your eyes. So why do you trigger people? Yeah, you see, Nine of Swords, just stressed out, worried, anxiety. You cause them to be anxious in your presence with the Nine of Swords. And that's why you trigger people. They are anxious because of the way that you could see them, see right through them. You cause them to be nervous, to be panicked, okay? Because you have them tripping because their games, especially covert narcissists, covert narcissists, like they're really good at emotional manipulation. So why do you trigger people? Just one card, please, Spirit. Just one card. That's too many. Why do you trigger people? Just one. We have the Eight of Swords. Holy. We have Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, a lot of mental anguish. A lot of mental discomfort. You make people feel uncomfortable mentally as well, like because you have them tripping, you have them spiraling when you are around, because like I said, you could sense it and you call it out. Is the fact that you call it out that triggers people even more. That's why they're in the Nine of Swords and Eight of Swords. When you come around, when you are in their energy, you could pick up on their nervousness, or you could pick up on their deception, and that's what triggers them. Okay, why do you? Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh. The Queen of Swords coming through, not playing games with people, okay? Establishing strong boundaries, bitch, a-hole energy, okay? But yo, sometimes you have to step in your Queen of Swords energy, when especially when people are trying to play in your face like you're a dummy. Nah, you need to let them know with the Queen of Swords that you're not the one to be played with, okay? Go play with someone else. Go do that with someone else. It doesn't work around here, and that's why you trigger. That's why you trigger people. My file number 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, they can't pull the wool over your eyes. Why do you trigger people? My file number 3. Yes, because you are a truth speaker. You see clearly and you cut to the chase. Like, okay, so like you're not the type of person that, whenever you see somebody trying to trick you and manipulate you, especially emotionally. With the King of Cups, I'm really getting like emotionally it irks you when somebody try to play. Not only are they trying to play with your emotions, they're trying to play with your intelligence with the Queen of Swords, like you're some kind of dummy. And I'm getting like you don't like that. And that's why you call them out with the Ace of Swords. You speak the truth. That's why you trigger people. They're used to people that are enablers. And I really feel like it could be people in your community or the same cultural background. Okay? Because you know how okay, I'll just use the example of Caribbean. Caribbean people, that's collectively for all the Caribbeans. We're supposed to respect our elders, right? That's like a form of disrespect if we don't respect our elders, if we talk back to them, right? If we talk back to elders, or we point out something that they're doing wrong. Okay, in Caribbean culture, even if you know you're right, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to just shut it and then just allow them to do whatever, gaslit you. But I feel like let's say if you're from the Caribbean, you don't care about that. You don't care about the Caribbean culture. You don't care about that part. You're like, yo, you're not gonna come play my face just because you're older than me, or you're my auntie, or you're my uncle. No, I'm gonna call you out. Okay. And the thing is, how you call people out, you're not disrespectful though. You're not doing it, but you're gonna call them out, and it triggers them because it's like they try to hide behind culture. They're trying to hide behind status, saying like, I'm your elder, you can't talk to me like that. Da, 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 da. Like that's the energy I'm getting from these people that are triggered by you. But it's like you're speaking your truth very clearly and concisely without aggression. I'm not getting like you're being aggressive with these people, but it makes them uncomfortable. With the Queen of Swords, they want to label you as like I don't know why I heard goat mouth. Like they're trying to say that you're rude or something like that. But you're speaking the truth though. You're not lying. That's what I'm getting here. And that's what triggers them even more, because you're calling them out on their BS and you're telling the truth. So, why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Yeah, Seven of Wands. You have strong boundaries here too as well. Okay. Yeah, and you will reinforce your boundaries. Going back to the elders, okay? And I'm all for respecting our elders, but sometimes some people, we all know, it doesn't matter which culture you are. Some elders feel like because they are elders, they are allowed to disrespect you. And being an elder does not automatically give you a free pass to disrespect people. Okay? And that's what I'm getting here with the Seven of Wands. And it triggers people that you set up for yourself. Why do you trigger people? And being an elder is a great responsibility, because you are supposed to pass down generational like wealth and knowledge, but the disrespect is not part of it. Like what? You know what I mean? Like some of them, they don't even have the like status to even talk to people in a certain way. Like talking about you're an elder, but like, look how you behave. That's not an example of an elder or respectable elder. Okay, like it comes with a status here, like it comes with responsibility. So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? Yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Tower. So the Page of Pentacles is that scholar, is that student. And we also have the Tower, which is unpredictability, chaos, discomfort. There's something about you that it makes people uncomfortable, and that's what it triggers them. And I feel like you are someone who also protects yourself, protects your energy with the Page of Pentacles. You don't really give too much. You don't really allow people to take from you without replenishing. And it triggers people because you don't behave according to what they expect of you with the Tower. And it creates some sort of like discomfort. Heavy on the discomfort. Seven of Wands again. Yeah, you have strong boundaries here. Emotional boundaries. You're not going to allow somebody to trauma dump on you. You're not going to allow people to like just do things to you that are outside of your comfort zone with the Seven of Wands, and you're going to reestablish those boundaries, or you're going to reinforce them, and it triggers people. And like I said, I really feel like it's cultural, or like your community. Okay, the community that you grew up, it could be your family, but it's definitely cultural here that are you get like they get triggered by you because you're not conforming. That's what I'm getting here, and that's what triggers them. They can't control you. Why do you why do you trigger people? Yeah, we have the Star card. Yeah, because you're unique, you're authentic, and you're original. You're true to yourself. You don't walk like, you don't follow what everybody else is doing. You're a free thinker. Why do you trigger people? Yeah, we have the Emperor, bounce energy, bounce. Okay, and that's why they're triggered, because you are a boss. You're self-sufficient, you are independent, and you're sovereign. Okay, you are a sovereign being. Nobody could control you, nobody could control your mind. And like I said, you're not disrespectful when you establish boundaries. And that's what triggers them even more, because they can't say, oh, you're being rude, you cuss me. No, you can't, they can't say that. They can't. And that's what triggers them even more, because you're eloquent in your speech. You could be a Libra as well. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Libra energy. Why do you trigger people? Wow, didn't I see Libra? I can't make it up, guys. We have justice here. I can't make it up. We have Libra and the Nine of Wands. Justice. Yeah. You have integrity. You're truthful. And you have strong boundaries with the Nine of Wands, and you're not afraid of reinforcing them. And it triggers people. They cannot walk all over you. They cannot emotionally manipulate you and tell you that you're wrong, because you know that you're not. You're highly intelligent. You're very articulate. You know how to tell somebody to F off without saying F off. And that's what triggers people, because it's like you're going to tell them off. And what they're going to say, they're going to say, oh, you told them this, but the way that you said it was so eloquently. It's like, what they're going to say, what they're going to do about it. They can't. Okay. They can't do ish about it. So why do you trigger people, my pal number 3? Why do you trigger people? We have the Two of Pentacles. I'm also getting like your ability to juggle multiple responsibilities and do so with ease. You're very flexible. You're adaptable. And that triggers people. Why do you trigger people, my pal number 3? Wow, we have the Ten of Cups. You're emotionally fulfilled. You're emotionally satisfied. Sorry about that, my pal number 1. So as I was saying with the Ten of Cups, is that the reason why you trigger people is because you're happy and emotionally fulfilled with the Ten of Cups. Okay, so you don't need any outside validation. You don't need anybody else to determine your value, your worth. You're emotionally fulfilled from within. And the reason why you trigger people with the Two of Cups is that there is something about relationship here. Maybe your relationship status is what triggers people, or maybe I feel like also your values when it comes to relationship, what you're willing or you're not willing to accept when it comes to a partner. You have high standards for yourself, and it triggers people, especially people that are low vibing, or people that feel like they are entitled to certain people because they feel like they're supposed to have that specific person, okay, with the Two of Cups. But because you have like a set of values and you have standards for yourself, you're not easily attainable, and that's what triggers certain people when it comes to you, okay, with the Two of Cups. Why do you trigger people, my pal? Number 3, why do you trigger people? Wow. Why do you trigger people? We have the Ten of Swords. Okay, there is that abrupt ending. So going back to the relationship, especially with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups preceding, um, like being before the Ten of Swords, like prior to the Ten of Swords, I'm getting like my nose is itchy. So somebody does not want me to like give this message, because this is like my second time recording this part for you, my pal. Number 3, I had to re-record this part because like my mic was off for some reason, but it wasn't. It was actually on, but it didn't record the audio. So clearly somebody doesn't want you to get this message. But with the Ten of Swords, what I'm getting here, why you trigger people is because you don't have a problem with disconnecting with certain people abruptly when it comes to relationship. You have a very zero, like a very low threshold, like your tolerance level, your threshold is very low when it comes to disrespect, when it comes to abuse, when it comes to narcissistic relationship or behavior from people. You have a very low tolerance for that, and you're not going to accept that, and it triggers certain people because they are comfortable in their toxicity while you are not. You have set expectations of how you expect to be treated, and you live by those expectations, and it triggers the negative people in your environment, people in your community. Okay, so why do you, and you know what I was talking about before, I like when I got cut off, like, and I was talking about like elders and like earning respect. I don't know if I was able to pick it up on the first part of the reading, but like I feel like that could be like a message where maybe some elders, they feel some type of way about you not abiding or not like conforming to their toxicity. Okay, their toxic ways of doing things or their toxic ways of behaving. Okay, you're not conforming, and it triggers them because they don't have power over you. So why do you trigger people, my pal? Yeah, because you're a challenge with the Ten of Wands. That's the card that fell on the floor initially, and I put it back in the deck, but it came out again. So you're definitely an obstacle or a challenge to deal with, and you trigger people because you don't want to conform to their abusive ways or narcissistic ways of doing certain things, okay? So why do you trigger people? Why do you trigger people? You walk to the beat of your own drums. This is what it is. What do you trigger people? Yeah, we have the Moon card. You're very mysterious as well, but you're very intuitive, and it triggers people. You can see right through them. You speak the truth. You are authentic, and that's like your authenticity and your truth is what irritates their demons. It irritates them to the core. Okay, so why do you trigger people, my pal? Yeah, because you walk to the beat of your own drums. The Fool card came out initially, and I put it back in the deck, and now came out again. Yeah, it's because you are a sovereign being and you walk to the beat of your own drums. You're not easily influenced or manipulated, and it triggers people. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.